Welcome back everyone to more career mode gameplay of SRX, the game. And in today's video, we're headed to Madison Lake, another of my absolute favorite tracks in the game. Why? Well, a couple of reasons. Number one, the track is 3/10 of a mile, so it's got a little bit of size to it, enough that you can run some different lanes. You've got room to roam around, and you've got room to run 2, 3, sometimes 4 wide through the corner. So it is definitely a lot of fun on the racing side of things, but then it's also a very stadium-like atmosphere. Not fully enclosed, if I remember correctly, but it has that stadium atmosphere where there's multiple tiers of fans all the way around the track. And is there really anything better than that? Tons of fans watching some great racing, 2, 3, 4 wide, lots of contact. That seems like a recipe for lots and lots of fun. But before we get to that event, let's hop over to the garage. Now in the garage, of course, in our last race, that was our first race with the new horsepower. And actually, I think that was the perfect track for it because it really forced me to learn a little different way of driving the car since we have way more horsepower than we have grip. So as much fun as that was, it also forced me to learn exactly maybe some things I need to change up in my driving style until we can get the car farther along. And the next upgrade we'd be in line for would be the tires. So if we hop over to the level 3, we've got some options here. Now if we stick with what we've been doing, the bottom in the middle tier, we get lots of durability, 90% durability and near maximum performance at 28 out of 30. However, as I come back out, keep in mind, each of these parts of the car have only had one race on them. But look at our engine. I thought we were going to have to repair this engine after every race and it was going to get expensive. It's not. It's only $600 after this one race. Now, obviously, it'd be more expensive if we wait another race, but that's not bad at all. So it's really making me rethink our strategy of paying for extra durability as we have been on all the other parts. So now let's come back in, take a look at tier 3, and that makes me look at the top right-hand corner. 20,869 for essentially max performance, 29 of 30. Now again, durability, not all that great. However, that is a huge amount of money saved even over the 28 of 30. So a little bit less performance. And then of course, a lot of money, a full 13 grand almost in savings over the max tires if you want to pay for full durability as well as full performance. But right now, I got to tell you, I got my eye on the top right-hand corner. But that 20,869 is not that far from where we are currently in our bank account. We're about $3,100 from that number, and that means we're only one race away from a huge jump in tire grip. So as we back out and think about, okay, where do we go from here? If we can get a tire upgrade in following today's race, then where does the schedule take us next? So today is Madison Lake. Race number 5 of the season will be our very first showcase event at Eldora, and that is a half mile. Now the reason that's important for us is because a half mile gives us a lot of room to use that extra horsepower that we now have. And if we're coming at it with not only a lot of extra horsepower, but a lot of extra tire grip that we didn't have before, I like our chances now to start creeping into that top 10 in the A main. So we've made a huge jump here in the last, 3, 4, 5 events. Things are really starting to go our way. And with that Eldora Showcase event coming up next, I am getting more and more excited. So today's race, if we're able to make it to the A main, will be 40 laps, first place prize money at 15 grand. Let's get to it. Practice and qualifying in the books, and things have gone very well. In the top left-hand corner, the goal time for practice, 11:89. We came in at 11:50. So a few tenths better as far as that goes, qualifying at 11:48. That overall got us a qualifying position of, I believe, 18th. So we are definitely moving our way up the grid. And if we continue to have these strong performances, we may need to upgrade the difficulty. But for now, We're going to focus on Madison Lake. We're in heat number 6. Let's get started.
Off the grid now. The top 5 advance to the
Only
A-main.
the top 3 advance to the A-main. I believe he said top 5, but it shows on the screen only the top 3, and we're going to go with that. See if we can clip this bottom just enough. Remember, top 3. And of course, outside of that, I really want to see what kind of pace we've got overall for these guys. And that means, can we hang in there with the top 2 guys here in our heat race? Remember, we're not that far removed from not even being able to keep up in the heat race, much less try to make any passes. All right, so far so good. I can't say that we're actually keeping up with those guys just at the current time, but we're not doing too bad. They're not pulling away quite as quickly as I thought they might. Oh, did not get the corner I needed right there. Luckily, we're not in heavy traffic. There's not a lot of pressure on us right now. We're halfway through the heat race. So as always, I'm trying to use the heat race to try some different things out. Since I don't use a lot of practice time, I essentially run sometimes 2 or 3 laps in practice, a couple of qualifying laps, and that's all the track time I have before we get to the main event. All right, and I can tell you, no surprise here, I do not want to be down on the apron in the corners. You can use that to help turn the car, but with all this horsepower, yeah, we don't really need any help getting this car to turn. But yeah, car's handling just fine. 3rd position. I mean, we were able to cruise to a top 3. Now, we got some work to do if we want to hang with the big boys that are winning these heat races and running up front into A-main, but we're into the A-main. Yeah, here we go. The A-main. Now, I was wrong earlier. I believe I said this track didn't have a roof on it. It absolutely does. But look at how beautiful this place is. Now, this facility in real life would be absolutely amazing if you could get something like this. Now, we're starting on the outside. We need to get our way to the bottom. Hello, we got all sorts of traffic in front of us. You can see these guys in front of us. They're trying their best to wreck. And I just don't want to be there when they do it. But there is heavy contact. Heavy contact. And yeah, traffic is everywhere. And once again, could not hold the car down in the corners. This is why I'm not in a terrible hurry to increase the difficulty. We've done great. I mean, we're making it straight into the A-main out of the heat race, but we're still by no means up front and dominating races. So I'm very happy with our difficulty level as it is right now. And we'll just see how it goes as we continue on. But right now, we've made it straight into the A-main, but you can see we don't have the pace. Oh. All the slide jobs that are happening here and all the momentum these guys are losing whenever they do it. Again, have I mentioned that this track is a lot of fun? So right now, oh, hello, we just got ran over there. Yep, and again, that was a lot of fun. So now we go from fighting for, what was it, 18th, 19th, something like that, to now in the very back. So these guys were trying to tell us something, and that something is you're in the way. All right, I see the leader there. I do not want to hold him up. There's no reason for that. we're fighting for last back here. There's no reason to mess up the race for the lead. And oh, so much contact, so many near misses. I mean, of all the contact we've had, there have been so many opportunities to just have a big wreck and just get it over with. But so far, it has not happened. At least not that we've seen on the track. And certainly, we haven't been a part of one. Ouch. Somebody got into us again. I'm assuming that's a lap or a lead lap car that wants to come through. Yeah, there he is. That's the version of the spotter here with these cars. Since you don't have a spotter, they just give you the old bumper to let you know that I'm here and I'd like to move through, please. Ooh, look out. That was interesting. Yeah, we can't get out of the way fast enough for some of these cars. But even with that, it is definitely not dampening my spirits. We're in the A main directly from the heat race. That's something we haven't been able to do but what, maybe once or twice before these last couple of races. So the upgrades are working. We're getting there. But that doesn't mean we're already there. The extra horsepower, without question, is helping. And the additional grip from the tires after this race is going to help us going forward as well. So just imagine what we'll be able to do. Oh, hello. Another friendly love tap there. All right, I think now at this point we've got too much damage. Yeah, the car feels way out of whack now. So yeah, we've got some damage. So I'm just going to try to limp this thing home. You can see it's swapping ends. We've broken something. So what I'm going to do now is just sort of try to stay up high in the middle to upper part of the track, and I'm just going to try to limp this thing home because the handling has greatly changed. I'm not sure if we popped a tire from all the contact or what the situation is, but it's definitely not good. Definitely not the finish we wanted, not the event we wanted, but sometimes that's the way it goes. So I'm having to be very ginger with the throttle. I'm nowhere near full throttle at any point on this track right now. In fact, right now I'm just... we're limping. Oh, look out. I wanted to give it a couple of laps here and see if I can do any better, because I would really like to run as competitive laps as we can. But the car is just, there's nothing there. Like I said, I can't even get close to full throttle at any point. Which, granted, oh, look at what the car did there. Just went straight. Now, of course, in real life, there are a lot of times on dirt where they don't get anywhere close to full throttle. Especially as the track changes. Alright, so we got some guys on our outside. I'm trying to get them to go to our inside. This may be the very first, and hopefully the only time, where I am counting down the laps to this event being over. So there's 22nd position who just lapped us. That's insult to injury there, for sure. All right, let's get back down to this bottom here. And again, I just want to see what the car, at this point, as much as anything, I'm just trying to diagnose the car and try to see what's wrong with it. Some sort of damage. It could be to the right front because this thing wants to go straight a lot. But being down on any of the tires would make it happen. But yeah, something definitely not right. But 23rd position, we made it to the A main, so all is not lost. So let's go ahead and see what kind of money we got. We know it's going to be enough money for our next upgrade to the tire. So again, I'm in a great mood. Certainly not a great finish today. Not what we were looking for. We were in line for what? Something like 17th, 18th maybe, 19th, somewhere in there, but not too far off where we ended up. So our payout still $7,500 from the race purse, and then you add in our sponsor, merch, and so on. $10,223. I am very happy with that number, even though the A main didn't go quite the way we would have preferred. So that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and stay tuned next time as we've got another upgrade coming.